wanted to take a quick moment and talk about how to find the mean and standard deviation using your calculator. What I have here for question A on number 2 from assignment number 5 for this week, we are asked to take a systematic sample of every 10th time that it took people to climb a windmill and find the mean and standard deviation. So what I've already done is I've already highlighted every 10th sample. Now, your values might be different than mine, and that's totally fine, based on where you start. So I started by counting 14.4 as the first value. But if you started counting 0.89 as the first value, then your numbers might be slightly different, and that is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our calculator to find the mean and standard deviation. So on your calculator, I'm going to list on the side of this problem the values that you're going to, or the buttons that you're going to use. So on your calculator, you're going to start by entering your values in a lists and spreadsheets. So you're going to list them all in a column. Once they're all in a column, and very important, don't forget to name the column. So in this example, since all of these values are looking at time, I would name my column time. And then in order to find the mean and standard deviation, you're going to hit Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, and then one variable statistics. And the reason we hit one variable statistics is because we're only talking about one thing. We're talking about time. So let's go ahead and do this. Now I already, in a listen spreadsheet, entered in all of those values. There's 25 of them. So I entered in every 10th value. And as you can see, I labeled my column time because we're looking at time. So once you do that, enter everything in, go ahead and select a blank cell. And you're going to hit Menu, Statistics, Stat Calculations, and then one variable statistics. Your calculator is going to ask you for the number of lists, so pretty much the number of columns that you have filled out with your data, and we have one column, so I'm going to hit OK. And it's going to ask us for our X1 list. So what column is the calculator going to be taking these values from? And this is where you're going to select the column that you named. So we named ours with time. Right now, every value has a frequency of 1, so our frequency is just 1, so I'm not going to change that. And down here, first result column, it's telling me the calculator is going to put all of my results in column C. So I'm just going to hit OK. So then you get all of these values. So here's what these values mean. This box right here, X bar, means the mean. X bar stands for the mean. So our mean for these values is 9.744. So I'm going to go back to Notability. And right here, the mean on your calculator is X bar. Standard deviation is sigma. So our standard deviation for this value right here is 5.1107. You can see the whole value here. What you see in the column is the approximated value. So if you click the column, then you would have the entire thing. So that is how you would find your mean and standard deviation using your calculator.